Hey guys, this art tutorial is a little long because it was recorded over the course of 6 hours. Hope y'all enjoy. Welcome to ASC Tutorials. Today I'm covering all the steps to making a perfect podcast thumbnail. I drew this on my phone, so please excuse the zooming eye cancer. When sketching the final position for arms and hands, make sure to create a new layer underneath and use red ink to stand out from the other sketch lines. Don't forget to lower the opacity of the red lines so you can draw on top of the lines with the black line. I decided to work on the character in the middle first. That way, it'll be easier to size the other characters proportionally. Plus, with each character on their own layers, it makes it easier to adjust their sizes. For the beard, I placed that layer above the line work layer, and I drew over the black lines with orange lines. This technique is also helpful for drawing clothes and accessories without affecting the bottom line work. Sometimes a body part would have to be drawn over and over and over again until it looks right. The eraser tool and undo button are your friends. Unsure if your line work looks correct? Hide all sketch layers underneath and you'll find the source of any issues. Now it's time to draw the bare details of the faces. I wait to fill in the eyes and mouth until I'm done using the thicker outlining brush, and use a smaller outlining brush for details. If you're still taking forever on a section, take a second to look over the art, and if necessary, work on a different section, then come back to this section. The straight line tool is also your friend. Now it's time to add the bugs. Draw the bugs on a new layer and erase the bottom line art after bugs are drawn. Line work detail time. Black lines are best for hair, face, shirts, arms, and any shading lines. These lines make the line work stand out on its own even before coloring. Now it's time to color. I went with placing the orange in skin tones first, before placing the blue and pinks. The bugs are colored different from the characters to bring attention to them, but they aren't too saturated, so they're not as eye-cancerous. The browns used are using a red-orange base to match the overall color palette. Now it's time to shade. Create a new multiply layer and choose a medium shade of red-pink to shade with. If that color doesn't work, turn on Protect Alpha and color over the shading with another color. Especially remember to shade anywhere with shade lines and keep the shadow direction consistent. Create a new layer and place a medium blue for the background. Create another layer and draw some light medium pink highlights for reflective lighting. Once you're done adding lighting details, duplicate the layer. For the bottom layer, switch the mode to lighten and lower the opacity to 50%. And for the top layer, switch the mode to overlay and lower the opacity to 50%. Choose a baby blue for the glasses and cups and draw over the bugs on a new screen layer and lower the opacity to 75%. Switch to the background and choose a darker blue. Hues shifted somewhat towards the cyans. Pick a lighter blue than the previous shade. Hues shifted slightly towards the violet, but still darker and more cyan than the initial blue. Now it's time for the text. I chose to make the text the same color hex code as the Food Network logo, as the guest on this episode used to be on that channel. Duplicate the text and increase the text border of the bottom text to 25 pixels, changing it to a light pink, changing the layer effect to add, and lower the opacity to 50%. Don't forget to draw on some lights so the lighting doesn't appear out of nowhere. Use references if needed, and duplicate the lights to make life much easier. Add some more pink to the lights and overlay them so they glow pink. Add a circle coming from each light and make the layer overlay. Repeat with a bigger circle underneath. I was thinking about making the scene a game show set, so I added the screens to the podiums close to last. The screens consist of 3 layers. Bottom pink box is an overlay at 30% opacity, the blue text, and then the top pink box is a screen at 65% opacity. Unfortunately, there aren't that many typefaces in Metabang Pro for Android, but I chose a thicker, impact-like font for the title and number, and a medium, slightly stylized font for the name text, similar to that impact font. Now, repeat the steps with the title text for the episode text. And that's it, how to draw a podcast thumbnail. If you have any suggestions on how to draw, feel free to leave a comment. Want to see early art tutorials and other bonus content? Support us at patreon.com/ASEPresents for $3 a month, where you'll see extra content like early art tutorials, early movie reviews, and daily vlogs. Until next time on ASE Tutorials.